Hello, everybody. It's me back again with another episode of the most inconsistent podcast on the interwebs. Although I say that, yet I keep uploading on the same day every week, so maybe we're getting a little bit of consistency. And with that consistency has come a fair few more listeners than I'm used to. Like, still not a lot, but it's still... the numbers keep going up, so I guess I'm doing something right. So I'm probably going to keep doing what I'm doing, which is uploading when I feel like it. Perhaps on Tuesdays, because that seems to be the day that I always do it. Saying whatever the hell I want. Doing my best to be entertaining. So I'm going to keep doing that, and if you like it, download, like, share, subscribe. I don't know if you can subscribe to a podcast. Basically just, let me know in all the ways with the comments and the shares and the downloads and whatever that you like what I'm doing. Because if you do, then I'll keep doing it and doing more of it and what have you. You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of, like I said, the numbers aren't like crazy, and I'm not looking for crazy numbers either. I'm not looking to be famous here. I'm not looking for any of that. I'm just looking to, talk on the internet. Maybe people listen. Maybe they find some enjoyment out of it. That's really the whole fucking point, right? So, but I see the numbers going up, and it's encouraging. I like it. So, keep doing that. But at any rate, this is a little bit longer of an intro than normal, so I apologize for that. But we're gonna get into the meat and potatoes of the old podcast. That's what I'm doing, a podcast. And I'm going to do the Am I the Asshole readings and do my honest, live, whatever reactions. Because if you listen to this before, you know that I don't read these beforehand. There's no edits. There's nothing to make me sound better or look good. This is raw, real, just me talking into a fucking microphone. All right? So sit back, relax, do your chores, be on your commute. Maybe you're listening to me in bed. Maybe you're trying to go to sleep. I don't know. It don't matter to me as long as you're listening. So let's go. That was too long of an intro. I probably lost half of you already. Whatever. Okay, let's do it. Let's get into the thing that I do on this podcast. Am I the asshole for telling my daughter she had to break up with her boyfriend or move out after finding out his real age? Ooh. Like I said at the start, I don't read these beforehand, so I don't know the details of this, but that title is... doesn't lead to good mindsets, does it? Doesn't lead to good thoughts. What are we talking about age-wise? Like, how old is your daughter? How old is he? I suppose I should probably read to find that out, but I'm worried. I'm concerned. Let's all be concerned together. I, 42 female, have a husband, 39 male, and a daughter who just turned 19. Okay. She's always been strong-willed and independent, but stubborn as all hell. Happens. Teenagers. When she was little, she wanted to do everything herself, argued about bedtime, could throw huge fits over nothing. Okay, so is she strong-willed and independent, or is she a brat? Right? Because there's a difference between being strong-willed and independent and being just insufferable. It sounds like she was a normal kid, but if that kind of behavior went into adulthood, it goes from being a kid to being just super annoying. So... you can be strong-willed and independent. It's, in fact, encouraged to be strong-willed and independent. But, at a point, it stops being about being strong-willed and independent, and you're just an asshole. So, we'll see how it goes, I guess. As a teen, it got worse. Of course it did. She's a teenager. She was sneaking out, lying about where she was, refusing curfew, ignoring rules. Teenagers rebel. They do that. There's no perfect... way to raise kids, man. You try your best, you do your best. As long as you're not an abusive dick, just gotta try your best, man. Kids are gonna react the way they react to things. Sometimes they're gonna sneak out, sometimes they're not. It's kids are gonna do what kids are gonna do, especially kids, teenagers going into being adults and stuff, in that transitional period where teenagers start coming to their bodies and coming into their own mindsets on things, what have you. They just, across the board, they become more difficult to deal with. It's just how it is. But you just gotta do your best and trust them, listen to them. You guys have hopefully you have a good give and take. You give her some trust. If she betrays it, you revoke it. It's just how, maybe she hates you for a little bit, but you're supposed to be her parent, not her best friend, Trust is earned. So if you give it and she disrespects it, it has to be taken away. So that's, you know what I'm saying? But anyway, we keep going. My husband usually ended up stuck in the middle trying to calm both of us down. Oh, good. You're one of those moms who screams and yells at their teenage daughter, aren't you? Not helpful. Not helpful to get in a shouting match with your kid. Sometimes we went hours without talking. Even with all that, she has a softer side, and we've always tried to work with her. I mean, yeah, I mean, her having, being difficult, I suppose the word is, doesn't mean she's a bad person or whatever, obviously. And she's young. She'll grow, and hopefully, with time comes perspective, and she'll chill the fuck out a little bit, but who knows? You getting into shouting matches with her as her mother is not helpful, though. I will say. I know, easier said than done. Sometimes they really push your fucking buttons. But I will say, that's never the right course of action. Shouting it out with your kid, never the right way to go. Okay? You're an adult, be an adult. She had a manipulative boyfriend when she was younger. She was 16, he was 19. I mean, that's not... I get it, she's a minor, he's not, but it's only 3 years. That's the same gap between you and your husband. It's not that weird, right? The age of consent in most fucking places in states is like 16, 17, something. I don't know. It should be higher. It should be higher everywhere. But and there's like that Romeo and Juliet law too, right? Where when they met, they were both minors, and then one of them gets too old, and so now all of a sudden, technically, it's not, legal anymore. But since they were already together, they can't just break up because one of them is a little bit older. But like I said, 3 years, 16, 19, that's a negligible gap. They're both old enough to be in that. It's not like she's dating a 30-year-old. That'd be creepy and weird. But 16, 19, they're basically around the same type of beat. Like I said, it's 3 years. It's whatever. You know what I'm saying? It's all about perspective and age. It's all about ages and too, right? Because if she was 14 dating a 17-year-old, I'd think that's a little weirder just because 14 is too young. You know what I'm saying? It's still the same gap in years, but the ages involved in the gap do matter, right? A 20-year-old dating a 23-year-old is nothing. But a 14-year-old dating a 17-year-old is mad weird, right? You know what I'm saying? It's still the same age gap, but the ages matter, right? So, but in this term, 16, 19, that's fine. It's fine. In my opinion, it's fine. Whatever. It's not fine that he was a piece of shit, but as far as the ages go, nothing creepy here yet. We'll see. She was 16, he was 19. Legally, we couldn't stop them, right? That's what I was saying. So, there wasn't much we could do. But we forbade him from coming in the house. He was controlling, jealous, isolating her from her friends, pressuring her into things she wasn't comfortable with. Classic. It's classic. Tales old as time. I'm not going to spend too much time on that one. We've all heard the stories, right? It's Tales old as time. We've all had friends, siblings, relatives, kids, whatever, that go through. Maybe we've gone through it ourselves, You get the abusive person, you start acting out of character, whatever. Especially when you're young and impressionable, more easily manipulated. You think that if you do everything they say, it'll make them love you more, but it's never how it works. Or somebody who actually loves you isn't going to do these things. Jealous, isolating from friends. Isolating from your friends is a big one. That's a big, big red flag. And then pressuring into things she was comfortable with. They're not getting into the details about what those things were, but you can use your imagination. Teenage boy, teenage girl, what's he pressuring to do? Come on now, right? And by the way, coercion is not consent, okay? If you had to convince that person to have sex with you, it wasn't consensual, okay? Guys and girls, if you had to convince that person to have sex with you, if you had to convince them to do something, it wasn't consensual, okay? Coercion is not consent. All right, continue. I know from catching them in the act and from what my daughter told me that he had snuck her out a couple of times and she defended him constantly. They always do. Lied to cover for him. I mean, yeah, she was a teenager. She was a young teen. She was 16. Of course, she's lying to protect her boyfriend because she loves him or whatever. It's like I said, it's Tales old as time. We argued with her, tried to get her to see how manipulative he was, but she was so infatuated she didn't listen. It ended badly. She was heartbroken, and it took a long time for us to trust each other again, and for us, it felt like she could make safe, smart choices on her own. That's fair, right? Because, of course, it ended badly, obviously. She was heartbroken. Fair enough, whatever. She's a teenager. Of course, she was heartbroken, even though he was awful. And then the whole, like the trust thing makes sense, because I'm sure that, like, you gave your rules or whatever, and she disobeyed them, and so, again, trust is broken. Trust is earned. If you break it, you gotta earn it back. It's just how it goes. Almost 2 years ago, she introduced us to her current boyfriend. This must be where the age gap stuff comes in. And she just turned 18 and was finishing high school. Okay? She told us he was 21 when we first met him, and she repeated it multiple times. I'm guessing you're saying that because he's not actually 21. Both to me and my husband... Okay, she repeated it multiple times, both to me and my husband. Okay, so she really made a point of saying he was 21. It's kind of giving one of those situations where it's like, you're saying it too much. You know what I mean? Like the whole, like, Shakespeare, like, thou doth protest too much. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's if you harp on something so much without any resistance, like, nobody asked, right? But you're still, like, really making it a point. You're hiding something. So the fact that she went out of her way to say he's 21 so much without y'all, I'm sure y'all asked how old he was once, but for her to repeatedly keep saying it over the time, suspicious. All right, so both me and my husband, 21, whatever. And honestly, it made sense. He looks young, slim, baby-faced, dresses casually, hangs out with their friends, and just acted like someone in their early 20s. He has a very calm, steady presence. Okay, see? Seems fine, right? Like, and I said, somebody who's 18, somebody who's 21, perfectly fine. You know, that's, you know, I mean, me personally, you know, when I was in my early 20s, I wouldn't date someone that was a teen. That was just my personal thing, though. But like I said, like 21, 18, you know, it's fine. It's fine, you know. So, but again, like 18 dating like 31. What are you doing with a teenager, bro? What are you doing with a teenager? You know what I'm saying? Like, so again, the ages involved matter. All right. He wasn't manipulative or controlling like her last boyfriend. Over time, me and my husband grew close to him. Cool. That's always nice to see. My husband bonded with him over football, working on cars, grabbing a beer in the garage. I liked him too. He was polite, respectful, helped with the dishes and other things around the house without being asked, and was affectionate towards our daughter without being overbearing. That's all the things you want. That's all the things you want to see. That is fantastic. All of that is great. I am scared, though, because you said there's the age, and you hopped around the age. I'm guessing he's significantly older than he said he was, or that she said he was. And, oh, God. Because I don't want to praise the guy too much, because, like, all that stuff, obviously, that she just said was really good. That's exactly what you want. But if he's creepy, I don't know how much that matters. Okay, let's keep going. He spent hours just hanging out with her, watching movies, doing homework together. I'm going to assume he's in college. Or maybe he was helping her with her homework. I don't know. Doing homework together. If they were in the house, they were clearly very attached, but in ways we could see were healthy. She laughed more, seemed relaxed, and we could tell he genuinely cared about her well-being. See, all of this is good. I'm scared, though. Like, all of these are good things, but I don't like it because there's the overhanging thing of the like the whole, like, they're saying all this nice stuff, but it's like, how old was he actually in the background? You know what I'm saying? Just tell me. It was last week when we decided to go out for dinner and invited our daughter's boyfriend along that I found out what I did. The waitress had to card us for drinks. His ID ended up on the table for a moment, and I happened to glance at it and saw his birth year was 1995. That's about my age. I'm a little bit older, but not by much. Okay. I didn't say anything then as to not cause a scene, and did the math multiple times to make sure that I was correct. You are. He's 29, turning 30 in a few months. So that meant he was 28 when he started dating my daughter. She was still in high school. Isn't that like the exact example I used, right? Like a 30-year-old dating an 18-year-old. I mean, he was 28 when they started dating. She was 18. It's 10 years. It's a 10-year gap. Listen, I get that age gaps, marriages and stuff exist, and people are very happy or whatever. And, like, listen, like, somebody who's 30 dating somebody who's 40, who gives a shit, right? I mean, I think that's once you start getting into double digits, you know, once you start getting past 5, it starts to, again, it depends on the ages involved. It starts to get a little, you know what I'm saying? Like, but like, you know, whatever. And again, 10 years is about the limit, I would say, you know, that's about at the limit. But again, that's for two, like, established, like, adults, right? You know, like a 30-year-old and the 40-year-old dating each other, sure. 40 and 50, sure. You know, keep going, whatever the fuck. But like, 18 and 28, oh, God. Like, listen, I know she's legal, okay? And that's going to be the argument of all the weird creepers being like, 18's legal, bro. I know, okay? But legality does not mean morality. You know what I'm saying? The law says 18. But if the law said 14, y'all would do that too, because you're fucking weird, okay? It's too young. Like, me, my age, 30. I'm 30 right now. I'm 30. You know, oh no, I'm 30. I'm 30 years old. The idea, 18-year-old, that's a child to me. The idea of dating an 18-year-old is absolutely not. That's a child. What are we fucking talking about? She was still in high school and he's a grown-ass man. Oh, God. The idea of dating an 18-year-old at my age is confounding. Like, I remember back when I was in college, I was like 22 at the time, roughly, whatever. And there was this girl that like she was in what was it, Running Start or whatever, and she would hang around sometimes, and she was like, you know, like 16, I think, I don't know, but like she started to kind of get like, you could tell that she was kind of starting to get infatuated with like me and some of the boys, right? Like the older, whatever. And I was like, hey, you know, listen, okay? Like we if you want to be down, like, 'cause it was like in the game room that we would hang out, right? So there was like a game room at the college I was at, and we'd play, you know, we'd play games or whatever. And I was like, hey, if you want to hang out here, like, that's fine. I can't stop you. That's fine. But like, this is strictly like, we're just friendly. We just happen to go to the same like school thing, whatever. Like, we're not friends. We're not gonna hang out outside of this. You know what I'm saying? We're not saying out. I'm not gonna go out of my way and hang out with a 16-year-old outside of this. You know what I'm saying? You know, unless I'm related to that 16-year-old, I'm not doing that. I'm not gonna be a grown ass man in my 20s hanging out with a 16-year-old. You know? And there were some other dudes at the college that didn't really see it that way. You know what I'm saying? Because people are fucking weird and creepy. But my point is, like, even back then when I was younger, I still was like, no. You know what I'm saying? So now, as a 30-year-old man, the same age as this motherfucking guy, it's an 18-year-old is... It's legal, bro. I know, but it's fucking weird, okay? It's fucking weird. Oh, God. See, I knew it. I knew it was gonna hit. Okay, so I've gone on that tangent. Let's keep going, I guess. Jesus, got like 3 more little paragraphs here. The next morning, I confronted her. She admitted she lied from the beginning because she knew we would freak out. Well, yeah! Jesus, she said it doesn't matter. It does. That she was 18 when they met. Yeah. 18 when they met, and she's an adult. I guess. And that I have no right to control her life. That's true. Legally, that's true. I told her it wasn't okay for a 20-year-old man to date my teenage daughter, and that hiding it for 2 years is unacceptable. Correct! Like, that's right. That's exactly right. Like, yeah, that's the whole point. I'm an adult. You can't control my life. He's 30. He's 30. He was 20. Oh, sorry, 28. Dating an 18-year-old. No. She yelled back that I've never respected her, that I treat her like a child. Probably because, from what it sounds like, you act like a child. And that I'm ruining her happiness. Yeah. In the heat of it, I told her she either ends the relationship or moves out. Ooh. My husband backed me in the moment once he found out what was happening, but later told me he thinks I went too far. I mean, it's his daughter. He wants to protect her and look out for her. He probably thinks, you guys let her stay, and maybe over time you can convince her that this is kind of shitty. I don't know. Or maybe he just wants to keep a relationship with her more than he wants to be right. You know what I'm saying? Who knows? It seems like he's kind of always been like the buffer between the two of you, of like, he loves you both, he sees both your points, he just wants everyone to be happy type shit. He worried the ultimatum could push her closer to him and undo the trust we've built. See, that's what I said. She's barely speaking to either of us now, and told my husband that if we force her out, she'll just move in with him. Move in with him permanently and never look back. Cool. I can't stop thinking about her past relationships and that she was actively lying to us for 2 years, but I also feel like I might have gone about this wrong and hurt our relationship with her forever. Am I the asshole for giving her that ultimatum, or is it reasonable to feel like I can't let this go on under our roof? Oh, boy. See, that's... See, this is tough, right? See, because I do agree with the mom that this is unacceptable for many reasons. Her daughter's lying, unacceptable. The fact that he's so much older than her and they started dating when she was in high school, also unacceptable. There's a lot of things I agree with her. However, from, the other perspective, her daughter is legally an adult, right? Legally an adult. So she can do what she wants, right? She's not in high school anymore. Whatever. You said that he treats her very well, for what that's worth. You've said you saw it yourself. She treats her very well, so that's good. Regardless of, all the extra creepy shit, it's still good that he treats her well. But then you factor in, right, the daughter's history. You'd factor in the history of her with the shitty abusive boyfriend and the poor decision making and always being combative for, because that's just her personality. She's a fairly combative person. From what it sounds like, she takes after her mother. I bet they're both like that. And then the dad's just in the middle like, can't we all just get along? And they're like, no! And he's like, all right. You know what I'm saying? So I see the mom's point, and I do think that she is right. However, I think that there are better ways to handle this kind of that she could have handled this situation, because she immediately went 0 to 60, 0 to 60, 0 to 100 real quick type shit. Like, she just immediately went to like, you have to break up with him or move out. There was, I don't know how much conversation went in between that, but like, she escalated the situation, the daughter escalated the situation, and it, now it's out of hand. Where it's the point where it's like, if you force her to move out, she's going to move in with him, and then you have no say or control over anything she does, and which is how life goes, right? That's how it goes. She's an adult. She is 19, so she's fully within her rights to make her own goddamn decisions. And you're well within your rights to make her leave, because she's an adult. She's legally an adult now. So if you want to keep her in your house so that you can keep her safe and look after her, that's up to you. But if you make this ultimatum and she moves out, there's nothing you can really do about that, because she's an adult. So this is a rough one, because like I said, the age gap is a little weird. It's weird. It is. It's weird that he started. It's weird that this man who was almost 30 started dating a girl in high school. Right? Mind you, she's a senior, finishing up, but still in high school. Like, just from the mindset, I can't fathom the mindset of being a man of that age, dating someone who's in high school still, regardless of the actual number of their age, and like not being fucking weirded out by that. Like the fact that bro would engage in that behavior, like why can't you date someone closer to your own age, bro? What's going on? What's happening? I don't like it. But then on the other hand, like I said, for all intents and purposes, from what the mother said, he is treating her very well. He is treating the daughter very well. So right? Like it's weird and creepy, and you want to be like, hey man, what the fuck you doing? But on the other hand, he treats her well, right? But then you gotta be like, is he gonna keep treating her well as she starts to look older? You have to ask that question. He started dating a girl that was way younger than him. So you have to ask that question, that does he really just love her for her, like she loves her, or is it that he loves that she looks so young, and then as she gets older and starts to age, he's going to stop being attracted to her as much because doesn't look as young anymore. It happens. Look at Leonardo DiCaprio, right? It fucking happens. It happens all over the place. Creepy, weird dudes keep going younger and younger because they can't stand the sight of an aging woman. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's weird. These dudes are weird. So, who knows? Time will tell, I guess. But from the perspective of mother, father, parents of this girl, all you can really do is let her know how you feel on the situation, and you absolutely do not have to let it go on under your roof, so you're well within your rights to kick her out if that is your decision. But all you can really do is let her know your feelings on the matter, do what you gotta do, protect yourself and your peace and all that, but still, first and foremost, let her know that you are her parents, you love her, and you'll always be there for her. Even if you guys are at odds right now and you don't agree with what's going on, if/when the shit hits the fan, let her know that you, as her parents, will be there to catch her when she falls. Okay? So, like I said, it's not a perfect science. Being a parent, all you can do is your best. So, but the most important thing is that you can let her know, even if you don't agree with what she's doing, that when she needs you, you will be there for her. That's all you can really do. That's all I can say on that. So, Jesus. All that being said, folks, I think it's time that we're going to end this one. I'm going to get into the outro here. So, outro. Woo! Okay. So, that was that one. That was a little... Yeah, see, it's a tough one. It's a tough one because, like I said, you see all sides of it. You see the perspectives. I'm of the mindset. The age gap is weird. Although I do see, the other sides of things, whatever. But for me, it's weird. It's weird. It's weird. It's weird. It's weird. At any rate, I talked about that enough. So, I feel you listen to the thing. But thanks for listening. For hanging out. If you like the way my voice sounds, feel free to go over to the Annie Shorts app. It's an app in the app store of whatever type of device you use. You download it, and you can watch short-form anime content. It's like TikTok for anime. It's great. It's like short-form anime content, and I'm all over the place over there, doing various voices, sounding like various things. Sometimes I'm a protag, sometimes I'm an antag, sometimes I'm a creature, sometimes I'm a little soy boy. Who knows? I can change my voice to sound like all kinds of things. Like, this is more or less what I sound like normally. But I can make my voice do all kinds of stuff. And I would do it right now, but you gotta pay for that privilege, kitty cat. But at any rate, yeah, go check that out. And if you like me, that's where you can hear most of my voice stuff at the moment. I'm also on various other things across the internet. You're on the internet long enough, you'll find my voice somewhere. With all that being said, though, let's get into the special message. Is that what I call it? The special message. And the special message at the end of this one, folks. Oh, boy. When I talk for a long time on these, like I've had talking for like a half an hour now about this one fucking thing, I try to keep these special messages at the end like relatively short, because I know you've been listening already for like a whole half hour, and you're like, oh my god, when is this dumb white boy gonna be done talking? Or maybe you like the sound of me rambling on. Either way, I know I get sick of the sound of my own voice. So if you do, it's okay. But at any rate, the special message on this one, man. Oh, God. Should it really be as simple as just don't be weird, right? Don't be weird. Don't be creepy, And if you have to ask the question, what's weird and what's creepy, it's probably weird and creepy. Like, yeah, if you have to ask, it's probably creepy, right? So, like, dating someone who is a teen when you are closer to a 30 than a teen, that's weird, bro. That's weird. Don't do that. Male or female, they, them, whatever. That's weird. Don't do that. Okay? Why are you doing that? Let the teenagers date each other. Okay? Jesus Christ. If you're worried about people finding out about your relationship because of the age gap, that should be a pretty good indicator that you're doing something you shouldn't be doing, right? If you know that, if you're cognizant enough to know that if people found out, it would look real bad for you, it's probably something you shouldn't be doing, right? God, just, it's so easy, right? As for me, as somebody who, I'd like to think I'm not a fucking weirdo, nobody in my life seems to think I'm a weirdo. I like to think I'm a pretty chill, normal dude. But it's so easy just to say, don't be fucking weird, man. Just don't be fucking weird. But some people's definition of weird is different than others. But, like, just don't be fucking weird. Don't be weird. Like, I don't know how else to say it other than don't be weird. Okay? Like, and I'm not talking about, like, hobbies and shit. People can have weird hobbies. People are into collecting various shit or doing things that others might consider weird, like, you might think that grown men who play laser tag are weird, but they're not hurting anybody. They can do whatever the fuck they want, as long as they're not using the laser tag thing to prowl for kids, it's fine. You might think that someone who's a professional mini golfer is weird, but they exist, apparently. Learned that recently. You might think someone's religious view is weird, but if they're not hurting anybody, who gives a shit, right? You might think someone's sexuality is weird, but same vein. If they're not hurting anybody, who gives a shit, right? You might think something somebody does is weird. You might think the way they act is weird, whatever. But as long as they're not hurting anybody, who gives a shit, right? But see, that's where the thing comes in. The weird I'm talking about is the weird shit like this. The kind of weird that's like illegal weird. Like that all the rest of us who don't do the weird shit know exactly what I'm talking about when I say don't do weird shit. Like, everybody who knows what I'm talking about knows what I'm talking about when I say weird shit, okay? I'm talking about being a grown-ass man hanging out with high school kids. That's fucking weird, bro. Being a grown-ass female teacher, having your ass out in front of the first graders, that's fucking weird, dude. That's weird behavior. Don't do that, And for that matter, having your cheeks out at 9 a.m. at the Safeway. What the hell are you doing? Put your ass away. Oh my God. I'd say the same thing if I saw a dude walk into the fucking Target with his goddamn shirt off, wearing fucking banana hammock. I'd say put that shit away, okay? This isn't a fucking rave. Why are you dressed like that in this environment? You know what I'm saying? Like, why does my voice keep getting higher? Oh my God. Getting dangerously close to Mickey Mouse being mad about this situation. Oh my God. You know what I'm saying? Like, just weird shit. Shit that we normal folk don't engage in. And we know the weird shit when we see the weird shit. So I'm trying to convey to the people who don't see the weird shit what the weird shit I'm talking about is. Okay? This weird ass fucking behavior. Okay? Usually it involves kids. But like we can go into the deeper shit on and be like, you know what else is weird behavior? Being an abuser. That's weird. Like, I mean, there's other words I could use with a lot of expletives, but since we're just talking about weird behavior, let's just blanket it all in. It's weird to degrade your partner. It's weird to try and bring them down. It's weird to constantly criticize them. It's weird to hit them, right? It's weird to cheat, okay? It's weird to fucking just do all that shit. All that shit is weird, all right? It's weird fucking behavior. Don't fucking do it. okay? Right? Like I'm so sick of all this shit, of all these people out here doing weird shit. Like, and if you know what I'm talking about, you know what I'm talking about. I know those who know what I'm talking about know what I'm talking about. But those who don't, I'm begging you to get some perspective, okay? I am begging you to fucking look within thyself and figure it out, okay? Because I'm tired of seeing all y'all around here doing your weird shit, okay? Just fucking do you, let others do them, and have respect for your fellow man and environment, right? Like, understand what's acceptable and what isn't, and those who know, and those who don't, I'm begging you to figure it out. 'Cause, God, I'm tired of all these weird fucking people over the fucking place doing weird fucking shit. Like, why are your cheeks out next to the fucking gala apples? You know what I'm saying? Why are you at 35 hanging out with high school girls? Oh, that's weird, brother. Like, oh, I'm getting animated. I'm getting too much. I'm getting my inner macho man's coming out. I get the cream of the crop. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, I can't. And the cream rises to the top. Yeah, I do a 180. You know, and another one, I come back around on it. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? I just the macho man's coming out right now. I'm a wrestling fan. If you didn't know that. My point is, let's bring it back. Let's bring it back in. Blood pressure is rising. Face is red. Bring it back in. Bring it back. Bring it back. Bring it back. Bring it back. Now it's ASMR. Oh. Okay. Be normal. Or be weird in a cool way. Okay? All right. So much for keeping it short. See you on the next one. Bye.